Thank you for clicking on my channel. So tonight I want to talk about Steve Bannon versus Elon Musk, and Trump's in the middle of it. There's the H-1B visa element to it. There's a race element to it. And there's a war element to this. So Steve Bannon basically said on Twitter that he would love to send Peter Thiel and Elon Musk back to South Africa, the most racist country in the world, and he wants him to go back there. He doesn't accept them, and he never really trusted these billionaires to begin with. So this is the thing about this whole concept in the most boy-kissing boy way to explain this would be that this is still the culture war. And in the culture war and in war, things turn, the battlefield changes, new opponents arise, people, the underdog becomes the top dog. Things are always settling, things are always moving around. So what's going on is, and this is what I've been seeing from a distance, is there's this whole rumor thing going around where they're saying that the left is making the right fight amongst themselves, and they just want to scatter them around and make them look dumb. Now, that to me is a red herring. But there is no left wing screwing around with the right wing. What's happening is you're seeing that a lot of immigrants and a lot of colored people and a lot of people are not down. They're not as appreciated, or they're not as looked at with as high favor. So when people say, when these tech billionaires are saying they want to bring in people from India, the average MAGA base isn't really on board with that whole idea. And I think what's happened is you have a lot of people that have hitched their wagon to the Trump movement and to MAGA. So you have guys like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Vivek that all think, yeah, I'm MAGA too. I am MAGA too. But what's happening is now all the dirt is going through a filter, all the aggregates going through a filter, and it's starting to segregate. And I think what's happening is now the mask is coming off in the right wing that no, we're not racist, but surprise, surprise, like, we want American workers only. And I get that. That's totally cool. I'm not even saying like, oh, why are they saying that? I get it. But I feel like a lot of people will now be like, hey, I was down with the whole right-wing thing, but now it just seems like these guys are racist. That's what I feel like a lot of young people would say. Like this. Like, a lot of people became right-wing because they remember the Bush era, and it was so toxic that they had to go left-wing and be down with Obama and think it's cool to be a peaceful liberal. And it was more of an accepted thinking in like the 2000s era, early teens, 2020 era, 2020s era, so 2013, 2014, around that time, it was more cool to be a liberal. But a lot of people started getting sick of the the propaganda side of like same-sex marriage, of trans rights, this, that, and I think a lot of people started saying like, wow, you know what, after 6 years of Obama, I think the right wing was kind of right all along, minus that war element. And then you had Trump come before before he got elected, saying, I'm gonna stop the war with Ukraine within 24 hours, saying he's anti-war. And to me, anti-war is the number one thing I look at. Then the economy. Because if the person is anti-war, then he's more than likely, the candidate is more than likely willing to push back against the deep state, push back against the establishment, push back against the bureaucracy. Whereas someone that's rah, you know, let's go to Ukraine, rah, we got to go to the Middle East, you're just like, damn it. Like, this is all great because it's all always war. So right now, when Steve Bannon says he wants to send him back to South Africa, I mean, I wonder what he would say. Like, you know, you just have to think. I wonder what he would think if Elon, what if it was that Alibaba guy? Imagine that Alibaba guy was in America trying to cozy up to Trump, and Steve Bannon says, take your ass back to China. It'd be interesting because he'd be like, whoa, that's a real mask off moment. But this is another thing to think about, is that they're saying that there's now starting infighting in the right wing. What that means is there's that faction, that neocon faction, that wants to go and have more war in the Middle East and have that whole wink agenda going on, where they can take down countries and do what they do, run their game. And it's just very patriotic. It's a very it's the noble thing. It's the right plan of action, is to be involved in countless forever wars. And that's the number one thing to them. So like, when you look at people like Charlie Kirk, when you look at a lot of these right-wing Ben Shapiro type people, they're always pushing war. So there's that thing where it's like, the people, Trump loves his ego the most, and he wants to be loved. So is he going to be a guy that gets into more wars, or is he going to be a guy who is actually a man of the people and will put the kibosh on things? So when he was saying like, oh, I want to take over Greenland and Canada, you know, maybe he's bluffing. Maybe he's just doing some saber rattling. Maybe he's just, you know, throwing some dirt around to see how things go. So, you know, that's his, you know, those are his arts of negotiation. But again, back to Steve Bannon saying to Elon Musk, you should go back to South Africa. I think a lot of immigrants are hardworking, did all right for themselves, you know what I mean? And I think that when they see that a lot of the base ain't rocking with that, they're not really about that life. They're not about all that acceptance and tolerance and whatever, you know what I mean? So that's why, like, you see Patrick Bet-David on his podcast being all butthurt lately. There's a lot of videos you can type up. Patrick Bet-David learns the truth that MAGA doesn't like him. So that's the thing right now. And a lot of people will say, oh, it's because the left is making them fight. It's not that. It's because you have two very different sides that have come under the banner of Trump. So please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.